Guys, welcome back. Welcome to today's recap. G'day, my name is Dom. And as you can see by today, we've got some kettlebells out and we've got the barbell. And if you obviously see the title of the workout, it's another leg day. So yesterday we did a bit of a leg day, again, slightly different. Taking a little bit from a couple of other people that I know that are in, let's call it the functional bodybuilding space. We're taking a bit more of a strength focus to build a little bit of muscle. That's something that I'm personally trying to pursue, in addition to still trying to maintain my, let's call it my conditioning, my performance, my cardiovascular, hence why you see I'm a big proponent of using the machines like the ski erg, the rower, and in my case, the assault bike. Don't have a bike erg yet, that may be coming. And we have a treadmill over here as well too. I generally don't run that much on it. I prefer to be outdoors doing that. Hence the reason why I will go twice a day for, I'm not going to say a run, but a fast-paced walk / ruck, take my pack. And I've always got the two dogs with me because at the end of the day, they're two cattle dogs. They need their workout too. So 4 movements today, or 4 exercises. Barbell number 1, heavy set of kettlebells number 2. Again, choose your weights. They're a pair of 32s. Third movement, another set of kettlebells, a little bit lighter, purple people eaters, the 20 kilos here. And then the final thing is the assault bike, which is I treat more as a finisher. Now you can do this as a circuit. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, if you so wish. I chose to do it in sets of get the movement done, recover, move to the next movement, and consequently, that's allowed me to adjust the weight. So it's allowed me to build to a heavier hip thrust than I would normally do if I was doing it as part of a circuit. And obviously the second movement, heavier than what I would normally do. I would typically just have a pair of 20s, maybe take a 25 off here if I'm doing it in a circuit fashion. So we're aiming for 5 sets. As you can see, the bar I start off, I did not start it this way. I started with the bar and 225, so 70 kilos, just to get into the groove of doing hip thrust. And basically what that is, for those who are not familiar, we're simply sitting down on the floor. I'm not going to redo this. We're going to roll the bar into here. And for me, again, being a little bit bigger, the bar will sit right in here, which means I then have to actually put my feet a little bit wider in order to get the bar right into the crux. First round I did without a plate, without a pad, and it sucked. It hurt like a mofo. So please, you're either going to get a pad on the bar, or in my case, I took a mat and folded it over twice, so it protects those little bony parts on your hip. So once you've got it here, you're simply going to bring it up. You're going to position your feet. In my case, I'm not narrow, I'm not super sumo wide, I'm at like a normal stance. I'm right up on the lower part of my ribs, and whether I'm holding the bar or I'm holding it out here, simply get the bar positioned, and it is a case of coming down, engage your glutes, squeeze up, hold them at the top, 1 or 2 seconds, 1, 2, 3, hold at the bottom, bang, squeeze up. So what I did is I varied the tempo. I would go 2, 3 seconds down, 1 second hold, 1 second up, okay? Others, I would come all the way down, I'd hold longer, and then I'd explode out the top, driving through my glutes into that there. So again, we're only talking 6 reps. So 5 rounds of 6 reps. Again, I started lighter. I built to this, and then I got for my first 3 rounds, and then I did 3 rounds with the 120 here on the bar. After that, we take away the bench. We move the bench out of the way. And for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use some light dumbbells now to show you what we did from here on in. So I'm going to grab myself a light pair, my little pink 6s. The second movement, which is what I did with the 32s, excuse the head if it's cut off, was what we simply called a walking kettlebell, right? Hinge. So what that meant is both kettlebells are here, and this is engaging the hamstrings. I'm walking forward. I'm trying to keep both my feet on the ground. If I need to break a little bit, I'm either going to let my knee come forward, or I'm going to lift my heel off the back one. But basically it is a walking march. So coming down, like a deadlift. 1, 2. Now for some of you, you may need to take the kettlebells and have them hanging back a bit more, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to go too heavy and round. So consequently, I'm familiar with these weights. When I'm coming down, I've got to make sure I pull my sternum back, pull the shoulders back, and come down. If that's the case, then I will either break form here a little tiny bit, put the emphasis on the front hamstring, or I'm going to break here and put the emphasis on the back string. You can do either, and if you've got good flexibility through your hips, good hamstring flexibility, then you'll obviously do both. And just think like that old 80s Bangles walk like an Egyptian. That's pretty much how you're going to feel. So again, you're going to do 8 on the right, 8 on the left. Now, in this small space of about 4 meters, that's easy for me. It's a simple little step forward. I'm not taking big lunges. I'm a little step forward. I'm down, I'm up, together. Little step forward. I'm down, I'm up, together, and I'm moving forward. Third movement, again, we're coming to the 20s. This for us is going to be a kettlebell swing, a double arm kettlebell swing. Now, what I did was I did 2 versions. I did a version of where I'm taking the kettlebells up. I'm in a narrower stance, right, like a ski stance, and I'm swinging double arm this way. With this one, be careful. You'll see in the video, if you see my Instagram today, I did come past and I did bang the knee, and it hurts. So again, when you're doing that, you need to make sure that you are not flaring out, because that's all I want to do. It wants to come back to the point of origin. You need to make sure your hands are out a bit. You're going to use your grip a fair bit, and you've got to drive those hips forward so that the pendulum comes back to where it is. Second option, we're coming into a normal sumo stance. Familiar, this is familiar, what people are familiar with kettlebell swings, and I'm going double arm swings. And again, this is going to allow me to hinge further down, and as you can see, when I'm doing this motion, wherever my arms are, that is my line of sight. Okay, so as the kettlebell comes down, my line of sight. I'm not looking forward while the kettlebell is down here and doing this. I'm keeping my back and spine neutral, and therefore when I swing, I follow the kettlebell down. I swing, I follow the kettlebell down. That also forces you to do a lot more drive with those glutes to get the kettlebell up. Now, I'm not concerned if it's to eye line. I don't really fancy you wanting to come up and do an American swing unless you're doing a lightweight, because all it wants to do is it wants to drop straight down. So therefore, if you're doing that, you're going to make sure you're extending out and letting it swing back through the line of origin. You're not coming up and dumping down like you see a lot of people do with American swings, where they muscle it up and then all it does, it bangs down. If it's an American swing, it's, excuse my French, it's a fucking swing. It's a swing and an arc. It's not a massive high pull and a drop down to smash your shoulders, do your neck or whatever else in. That's my soapbox moment. Final thing, onto the bike. And again, sorry, the swings, they are 16. Forgot to say that, they are 16 reps. They are double what we did here. All right, so we're slightly increasing it. Now, what I did for my final one, you can do all of this as the circuit, 6, 8 a leg, 16 swings. Then you can go onto the bike. In this case, it is a 20-second sprint. So if you're doing it as a circuit, at the sprint, get on it, pedal for 4 or 5 seconds, sprint like a mofo for 20 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever you can handle. Get up there, hold it, maintain the pace, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And then when you come off, give yourself a 1-minute rest before you go back to the circuit again. What I did is I did this as like a finisher. So I did 3 rounds of an escalating RPM. Got on the bike, nice and easy, 50, 55 RPM for 10 seconds. Next 10 seconds, 65 to 70 RPM. Next 10 seconds, 75 to 77 to 78 RPM. Final 10 seconds in my 40-second bout, over 80 RPM. Hold it, hold it, hold it. You're going to resist the urge to not hit it. Once I hit that 40-second mark, then I am then not just stopping, I am slowly taking the next 20 to 30 seconds to bring that back down to where I started at the 50 RPM. I'm then going to get off the bike, I'm going to walk around, I'm going to take a break for 1 minute, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that 3 times. Now, if you're doing this at home and you don't have all that gear, you can still do the same workout, albeit you will do it with much lighter weight than what your ruck or your sandbag has got. You could always chuck in some extra bits and pieces. You can find a brick in the backyard or something to make it a little bit heavier. Now, can you do all of this with kettlebells? Yes, you can. You can take the 2 kettlebells, you can sit them on your hips for your hip thrust. You can have a single kettlebell for your hip thrust. Either way, protect your groin, protect your hips, the bones that poke out here, by using something like a pad. You can put your ruck on there, you can put your sandbag on there, and you can do that. Now, it is only 6 reps, obviously, for us to build up. If you're going to do this with a significantly lighter weight, I want you to bring it up. Let's say the number is going to be 16, like the swings, and bring it up to 16. Keep it something that you can do that's achievable. Let's say it takes you a minute on the activity because the setup is a lot easier, and get your thrusts and make them nice and consistent. Now, if that's the case, lighter weight, when you're at the top, squeeze those glutes, turn those knees out, get your hip flexors, get everything on. But more importantly, squeeze the glutes. When you bring back down, it's not passive, just drop and slump, because I don't want you smashing on the floor. You need to remain active. Your bum is not necessarily coming to the floor. It's coming back down towards the floor. It's maybe 1 inch or 2 off. It's engaged. It's active before you do your second movement. Again, you can use your sandbag with this move too. So what you could do is you could treat it like a walking deadlift. So here, woo, bang, bang, second step, down, bang, bang, and so on. You can take your sandbag, you can turn it sideways, okay, and you can get your sandbag swing. You can do the same thing with your ruck. Again, you're not going to take the ruck this way, you're going to take it sideways, and you're going to get your ruck and you're going to get your swing. And if you don't have the bike, then what you can do, you can take a skipping rope, give yourself 1 minute. It's either 1 minute at a hella steady pace, running on the spot, something like that there, but keep it going for the minute, because that's basically how long is it, that build to 40 seconds, and then the 20 to 30 seconds to 40 seconds to bring back down, and do the sprint. If you can do running on the spot, if you can do double unders, it's a minute solid, then take it down a notch, a little tiny bit to single under for 30 seconds, take a break for a minute, repeat, and go again. Full write-up is in the description below. That's it for the day's workout. Video's a little bit long, I understand, but at the end of the day, I want you to know what we've been doing and then your options for the gym variation or the at-home. And again, yes, I can change the kettlebells and I can change them for a dumbbell. I can take a heavy dumbbell, grab it by the head and use it for the swing. I can take dumbbells here and I can come down to the floor. It's not necessarily about touching the floor. Kettlebells allow you to do that. With your dumbbells, you can maybe put the head up the top, so this one is forward, and if you want to, you can bring that down. But again, the thing that will govern that will be what is your range of motion in that position, particularly with respect to your hamstrings. That's all. Please like, please subscribe, please tell a friend. Want to know more? Comment below. Dom, what the hell are you doing this for? What's this all about? Blah, blah, blah. You're an old dude. Why are you still doing this stuff? Simple answer, because I can and I want to continue to be able to do it. Cheers.